Hi guys, welcome to Cake and It's Special. So by the time you see this, I will actually be in Disneyland. So I wanted to do something Disney themed. Now, my son's absolute favourite is Toy Story, so I decided to do Bullseye. So here we go. I'm starting by making a base with some pale blue modelling paste. I've just made quite a thick disc to stand Bullseye on. Now I have some dark brown modelling paste. I'm using Serencino for this, and I'm going to make the feet, which are like big petal shapes. I need 4 of these. Now I'm going to take some lighter brown modelling paste and I'm going to add a little disc to each foot. The first part of the leg is almost a cone shape, and then directly on top of that is a rectangle shape. So I'm going to thread these onto a skewer that goes down through the foot. And of course, Bullseye is a toy, so I'm going to add some stitch lines up both sides of the leg. Now that one is done, I need to do 3 more. It's important that once the legs are done, I give them time to set so that when I add the body, it doesn't squash the legs. Before I add the body, I need to cut the dowels down a little bit, about 1 inch above the leg so that it goes through the body, but not too far that it busts straight out the top. The body is like a long piece of modelling paste that I've slightly pushed in the middle. It's quite a basic shape at the minute. And then I add that to the top of the legs. For the neck and head, I take more of my modelling paste and roll out a small piece into a cord. And then from one end, I'm going to work in the head. And then when I've got the basic shape, I'm going to insert a skewer through the bottom of the neck so that I can add that to the body. I use just a tiny bit of water as glue. I add the stitch lines as I go. I'm just following a picture that I've got to see where they go. I lighten some more of my modelling paste by adding a little bit of white, and then I roll out a thin piece and wrap it around the nose-mouth area. And then I use a modelling tool to push in the nostrils and also the eye sockets. I add in the eyes with some white modelling paste, and then I'm going to go back to my brown modelling paste for the eyelids. I add the ears by creating petal shapes, again with my brown modelling paste, and using a sculpting tool to flatten the centre. And then I'm going to give them a really good push on. For the mane, I take the same brown that I used for the feet and roll out a long thin piece. And then using a knife, I'm going to cut out triangles and just stick that starting at the top of the head and down the neck. I support the tail with a cocktail stick because that is a slightly heavier piece of modelling paste. I do end up going back to the mane and adding a few strands to the top of the head. Okay, so onto the saddle. The saddle is actually made up of a few different pieces, which I'm going to do with a dark brown modelling paste. So I'm starting by rolling out a thin piece and cutting one end flat. I can then stick that straight on top of the back. Then I make almost the exact same shape but keeping both edges round. Then I can add that on but sticking it across the previous piece that I've just added. Now I take a long thin cord and attach that to the edge of the seat. Now I'm going to make 2 C shapes out of my dark brown modelling paste. These are going to be is it stirrups where you put your feet? Then I take a strip of modelling paste and cut both sides flat. And then make a little cut just past the halfway mark, and then take one of those sections and just round off one of them. Does that make sense? Again, I add the stitch marks around the edge. Now in the middle is a stitch outline of a cactus. So I just do this with the cocktail stick. Then I can stick this slightly underneath the saddle. I need to do one of these for both sides. More dark brown modelling paste for the eyebrows and black dots for the eyes. And then I score in the mouth. I wanted to do Bullseye's face so he has that like cute face, but he just ended up looking miserable. Then finally I add some little strands to the back of the saddle. And there he is. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if there are any other characters that you would like to see me make, then please do let me know. And of course, subscribe to this channel. It really does help. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.